Hello everyone and welcome to Games, Comics and Crafts.
In this video, I'm looking at the Masters of the Universe, Sword of Flaws, Issue 1. Okay, so this one was a little bit unexpected. I've always been a He-Man fan. I remember running home from school when the very first episode of He-Man came on TV in 1984, I believe. But recent interpretations of it, some of the DC ones are pretty good. I didn't get many of the crossover issues where they did Thundercats, He-Man, all that kind of stuff, but the series wasn't too bad. Um, But with this kind of recent revival of newer IPs like Thundercats and Space Ghost and all this kind of stuff, um, especially Thundercats, which I was quite disappointed with, uh, I was kind of dubious about this one. So originally, I wasn't intending to buy this one. Wasn't intending to get this one at all. And then my comic book shop does a special deal where you get 25% off if you buy 5 books. And I had 4 books in my basket. So it's like, well, might as well get a 5th book. So effectively, I paid nothing for this book. Um, and it was pretty good. So I'm not too sure how many series Dark Horse have done now of Masters Universe, but I think there's been at least one before this one. But I could be wrong, but I might go back and see if I can pick it up. But this was pretty decent. So first of all, we've got good artwork. We've got Freddie Williams artwork, very very cool. We open up with the uh, Eternia, Manny Faces, Orko. It's like okay, they're just this references to stuff that aren't actually part of the storyline at this current point in time, but are there, and it's kind of make it feels like He-Man. You think, okay, pretty cool. And then we see Adam is on this excursion, apparently going around Eternia with this guy who's Prince Stahl, apparently, who's kind of like there just to kind of look around, and he's constantly complaining about um, your forces are kind of weak. You've got a barbarian stone tribe warrior called He-Man that's kind of does all your work for you. So you're not actually defending yourself. You need to kind of up your game basically. And you go, okay, fair enough then. And as they're wandering around, they are attacked by some stuff. And again, we get to see the Robo Horse thingy. Teela's there as well as Adam's bodyguard. Although does have the sword, which is like okay. Um, and it turns out that our friends here are using the bad guys are using this driller thing, which apparently causes earthquakes and can drill through stuff and all this kind of stuff, and it's causing these kind of eruptions around Eternia. Um, and again, we get to see all of these kind of like bad guys by sight and by name, but they don't necessarily they're not part of the story as such. But it's just nice to have them there, you know. So anyway, the sorceress calls everybody up. There's a problem. Teela and the Man at Arms start kind of going in it, and Teela's doing her thing where she's actually doing some combat, which is pretty cool. She's kind of smacking people around. She has a go at Evil Lynn. Um, Triclops here is kind of got this thing where he can see into Man at Arms' body, where he's got kind of like scars and replacement parts and all this kind of stuff, and it's kind of using that to kind of defeat him as well. And eventually, as it kind of gets worse and worse and worse, He-Man is called upon. And then again, man, that's just really cool. Just knocking the hell out of Contraptio, who's my favourite bad guy. And Teela is like going, oh, okay, I've got Cobra Khan and Evil In, and now I've got Skeletor. It's pretty cool. So she's doing all this kind of stuff as well. And He-Man's like, right, okay, you need to hold this weight up because this is all going to start collapsing and all this kind of stuff. And it's like, right, you need to stop the machine because there's going to be an issue. And eventually they get the machine stops and everything. Okay, that's a kind of a typical He-Man episode. It's quite nice. And then it turns out that our friend uh, Stahl here jumps on that machine. Um, and it's like, oh yeah, I'm going to be the kind of the new master of the universe it doesn't last very long. He's quickly put in his place, and then all the bad guys leave as normal. We go back to the castle, and they're talking about what's been going on, all this kind of stuff as well. It's pretty cool. And they've got Randall there, and it's basically chatting away. And unsurprisingly enough, Skeletor's not particularly happy with what went on. Then we get Zodiac, and he's kind of going around and looking over whether the oh, not Zodiac, Strauss. He's going around looking what's going on, Mechanic, and where all the kind of destruction was previously. And as it was near Grayskull, it's like, okay, something really bad's happened. Some reason there is a sword exactly the same as He-Man's, but a purple version, and it's called the Sword of Flaws, apparently. Now, obviously, if you're an old school He-Man toy collector, you know damn well that Skeletor had that sword in the as a figure, and you could put them both together to make one sword. So I really like that idea. So they've kind of, again, it's kind of draws on that lore that is kind of ingrained in the toys, but never, as far as I know, never been explored. But yeah, this felt like a genuine He-Man comic book. There was nothing in it that. The only thing that did I was a little puzzled, but they did mention that Hordak and Skeletor are alien warlords, which again, I'm not sure what that means, or if it means they are from outside Eternia, because obviously the idea was originally that Skeletor was part of it, and then he got transformed into Skeletor actually being on Eternia. So don't know if that refers to the original TV series, or if it's just something they threw in there or whatever. But that's the only thing that came up to make me go, is that right? Is that, and everything else just felt like the TV series, which is kind of, again, as I've said before in numerous videos that I've done with IPs that have been brought back, people buying these books want it to be like it was when they were watching the shows. Battle of the Planets, yeah, they brought the beta team in straight away, and you go, well, hold on, we don't want to read about the beta team. We want about the normal team. The Thundercats, they changed all the origins. They changed the look at the costumes. Some of them for the better. Some, well, not for the better. Some of them were good. Some of them were not great. I do not like Panthros looking in the new book, or Tigers with a moustache. I just think it looks weird. But Saturday morning, the Saturday morning cartoon stuff, the D&D stuff, again, was supposed to feel like the cartoon, and then the artwork didn't look like the cartoon. The storyline was immediately, we were set in Forgotten Realms, all this kind of nonsense. But Master Universe, Sword of Flaws, feels like it could be an episode of the TV series, which is exactly what I want it to be. So I think, unless unforeseen circumstances come along and there's a slew of books coming out very, very soon, I'm more than happy to pick this up and carry on with it, because I thought it was really, really good. So anyway, I think that's enough rambling for now. So thanks for listening, and hopefully I will see you on another video very, very soon. Bye bye.